On your left.
On my left. Got it. Don't say it. Don't you say
On
it.
your left.
Come on!
What's up, guys? It's Alex.
It's Quinn.
It's Iconic Comic, and we are back with On Your Left podcast, episode 10.
Double digits.
Double digits now. All right, well, first off, let's talk about our sponsors. No, but the first one we do want to talk about is Stardust. So, Stardust is a really cool app. You guys can get on Android or iOS. And it's a really cool app where you can record a 3-second to 30-second video of your own reaction to a movie or a TV show immediately after you watch it. Because we don't have time to take this whole setup to the movies with us. So we do it on our phone. On our phone. And we record our immediate reaction. And you can go follow us at Iconic Comic. And you can watch our videos. We're up to almost
we're like 2,500 around
2,500 followers.
Yeah, and then we want to talk about real quick T-Blocks. We've mentioned them in a couple of our videos, but really cool geek T-shirt subscription service. You can pick your interests, and you're going to get a different shirt than everybody else.
Boom.
And if you use our code IconicTBX, you're going to save 10% off whatever order you do over at T-Blocks. And we'll remind you guys about that stuff at the end as well. But let's get on into this thing.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Well, make sure you guys like,
comment, chat.
So what we're going to do today is we are actually, because we did this in a video form last year, but we are going to do this in our podcast, just so we have an excuse to do a podcast. We're going to do our top 5 movies of 2017, and then we are going to do our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2018, which is just a mere 3 days away. So boom goes the dynamite.
Do you have your list, like of all the movies of last year?
Yeah, but I also need my phone for my top 5 list
for this year.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing this on the fly because
I prepared.
I feel like if you really think about it,
you should know.
Doing it off the fly, yeah, you should know what movies stand out to you.
True.
You know, so if you have to sit there and think about, well, I guess this movie was better. Then didn't it really stand out in your mind? So I'm doing it off the fly, off the cuff.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do 5-4, 5-4, 3-2, 3-2, and then 1.
Shit, all right.
All right, I'm going to go over real quick some of my honorable mentions. They were none of them could bump any of the ones I had in my top 5. I couldn't take any of the ones. That's how I judge it. Can I take the ones out of can I take any of them out of that top 5 for these ones? And I couldn't. So that's why they're my honorable mentions. So I think some of these are going to surprise you. So honorable mentions, I have Beauty and the Beast, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Justice League, It, Wonder Woman, War for the Planet of the Apes, and Thor Ragnarok.
In your honorable mentions.
Those are my honorable mentions.
Why?
Well, I will explain why I like the other ones better.
Okay. So, is that 5?
So I haven't said any of my rankings yet.
No, that 5. I
honorable mentions?
Count. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just what do you like?
Okay.
Any ones that you don't want to put in your top 5 that you want to just talk about real fast and say that you still like them. They weren't bad movies.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put Get Out as an honorable mention. I'm going to put Logan Lucky.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm trying to think now. What was the other one? Hitman's Bodyguard.
Ooh.
That was a good one, too.
I'm going to add that to my honorable mentions.
Yeah, so... And then, I gotta say, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Dunkirk in the honorable mentions.
Okay.
Because, do I need a reason?
No, you don't need a reason.
Okay.
It's your list. Here's the thing. These are our opinionated lists. They're not going to match up with yours. Most likely, they're not even going to match up with each other. So, before you jump in the comment section and start ripping us, remember that these are our opinions. These are our favorites of the year, not yours. So, we're going to get into my number 5. So my number 5 movie of the year was Blade Runner 2049. This was I couldn't leave this one out because overall, just visually, it's the best looking movie I've seen all year, and it's a thinking movie, but it takes time for those action beats as well. I think it's very smartly done. I think it's still, you probably could have cut maybe 15 minutes out of the movie because it's like, I think it's a 3-hour long movie. But for me, I loved all 3 hours. But for the mass audience, it's a tough toll for 3 hours to sit in a theater. So that's my number 5. My number 4.
Whoa.
We're going 5, 4, 3,
Oh.
5, 4, 5, 4,
My
3,
bad.
2, 3,
My
2.
bad, okay.
So my number 4 is the Lego Batman movie. The Lego Batman movie is probably one of the best Batman movies that we've ever gotten. It's so smart, but at the same time, it has adult humor in it that's also got kid humor in it, and it's just this perfect, it's like a chemistry project. It's this perfect combination of all these things, and it works great, and it's got a heart. Lego Batman movie's got a lot of heart, and that's why it's my number 4.
All right. That's solid. So, okay. I'm going to go ahead, start with number 5. I'm going to go ahead and go with Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Thor Ragnarok, I thought, it had some big shoes to fill. Not just in the Marvel universe, but the Thor trilogy itself.
It had to make a statement.
Yeah, and the reason I think it's number 5 is because I think the humor in the movie, and I think I said this in the review too, it was more dialogue, which in Marvel, the situational humor hits harder for me. But, you know, with this movie, it still had it, but I think the dialogue humor kind of overtop the situational humor.
Yeah, I almost want to say that in Thor Ragnarok, it almost kind of had the same thing Star Wars had, where it's like all the jokes were funny, but there were some points where I didn't feel like they were necessary.
They were misplaced, but also just the sheer badassery of Thor.
Oh yeah, that's the reason to put it at number 5 alone.
Absolutely. So that is definitely my number 5. Number 4. It's a tough one. Number 4, I'm going to go ahead. You know, I really liked It.
Mm-hmm.
I thought It was really cool. It was awesome. I thought, you know, now I'm not a really big horror movie buff.
No.
I will never claim to be that. So take this with a grain of salt, if you will. But I thought the kids were hilarious. Now that's humor that was in the right places because they were friends, they were kids, and they didn't. I can only think of one place where the humor didn't really hit. Spoiler alert: is when at the end where they're fighting, and then it's like, oh well, now I got to whoop this clown's ass.
Yeah,
That was probably the one that stands out right now.
I
in
wouldn't have
my
said
mind.
that in that moment.
Yeah, but everything, like, just the idea of it, you know, it hits the insecurities of the kids, the worst fears. Like, growing up, I always had a fear if I saw a room with the door open and there was no light on.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that kind of hit home with me, freaked me out, and there were a lot of scenes in that movie that freaked me the hell out like no other.
Oh yeah, and they didn't always use jump scares,
which was cool. I liked that a lot. I think the one that got me the absolute most was actually 2. One was the woman in the picture frame.
Oh, screw that.
Because that reminded me of Courage the Cowardly Dog. That one episode that's in everyone's burned in everyone's mind.
Deep cuts.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the Scarecrow one?
Mm-hmm.
And then the part where Pennywise is in the basement with the flood, like, and it's flooded.
Oh, and he's working like a puppet.
And it's basically like the Joker. He shakes his head and starts to run at him.
Yeah. The jump scare that got me was when she turns around in the bathroom and he just grabs her by the throat. That one got me.
As soon as now with that one, my first thought was he's about to choke slam like The Rock, like rock bottom, which that kind of made me chuckle in the theater. But still, it didn't pull me out of the movie. I thought Pennywise was just terrifying, but also kind of entertaining because he's a clown. So I thought that was a good choice for my number 4.
All right, my number 3. My number 3 is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. So I've seen Star Wars: The Last Jedi 6 times now in the theater, and each time I liked it more. When we gave our first review, I gave it an 8 point. I gave it either an 8.25 or an 8.5. I can't remember which one. It's up to about a 9.25 with me now. I love this movie. In parts where I didn't think I loved the first time, I watched it the second time, and I just like, oh my gosh, now I get it. I get why they did this now. Because I think a lot of times we go into those big movies with scripts in our head.
We're guilty of that.
And we do it all the time. We do it on this podcast. We do it on the videos. We do it all the time. And I did that kind of with this movie. But there were also, and we're not going to go into spoilers because if you want to do that, go to our spoiler review for that. But there are parts of this movie where I thought they were going a certain direction and they didn't. Yep. But the whole scene leading up, I'm thinking they're going in this direction. And it's kind of not pulling me out, but I'm like, eh. But then when it ends up not turning out the way I thought they were going, I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. So now that I can sink in it, knowing that it's not going to turn out in a bad way, I love it even more. So that's why it's my number 3. My number 2 is Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming was, in my opinion, the most accurate Spider-Man movie we've ever had when it comes to accuracy from comic book page to screen. And Tom Holland is Spider-Man. He's my Spider-Man. And I've lived through 3 now. He's mine now. Like, that's who I think of when I see Peter Parker.
I agree with that completely, and I don't mean to be that guy, but I agree with you with my 3 and 2.
Oh, so that's 3 and 2 for you?
Because, the more I think about it, the more those movies definitely stood out in my mind. The Last Jedi, like, if you look back at our podcasts, most of our podcasts were about Star Wars. So, we've hyped it up for God knows how long. So
2 years.
2 years.
We got 2 more years now.
Yeah. There are certain things in the Star Wars movies that I just cannot get past. And,
there are truths that you have to accept, and you say that a lot in movies.
Well, and not only that, but as far as, like, it just comes down to the writing. Because they had, like for The Last Jedi, and I'm not going to get into details or spoilers, but they had a lot jam-packed in this movie, and I feel like they just didn't have enough time to go into the 3 big story plots that they should have.
And I think one suffered because of that.
Yeah, like, they tried...
2 of them hit hard, but the one kind of just went, yeah. It's not terrible, but it's just like...
Is it with the refugees that fell short?
No, the Finn and Rose.
Okay, that's what I think too, because the Finn and Rose one, I feel like could have been done in 10 minutes.
It could have been done in 10 minutes, or you could have spent 30 minutes on it. But they kind of did it in the between, and that's why it didn't. I think because the planet, like I said, no details, but the planet that they went to, you see it in the trailers, the casino planet. I wanted to see more of that, but it was just kind of like, boom, we're here, and then we don't get to really see it, and then we're gone.
Yeah, and that could have been just a casino. It didn't need to be a planet. So that's kind of where the movie fell short for me. Now.
But right after that, oh boy.
I still loved it.
Does it pick up in the 3rd act?
Yeah.
Star Wars in their 3rd acts.
Yeah. But I feel like to have a strong movie in general, you got to have a pretty much strong movie all across the board, not just the 3rd act.
Well, and I think the 1st act is extremely strong too in The Last Jedi.
And I feel like I'm tearing this apart and I'm putting it at number 3 just because of the build-up, the hype, and, the action. I'm not going into spoilers, but there's a reason it's my number 3.
There's some scenes in this movie that is some of the best Star Wars scenes ever.
I agree with that. I agree with that completely. And Spider-Man Homecoming as number 2, I'm on the same boat as you. Spider-Man was my my hero when I was a kid. Still
He belongs to me.
Still is today. You know, it's one of those superheroes that they just kind of never hit the nail on the head.
Got close.
Like the Hulk.
times.
No, I'm not going to compare it to the Hulk that much, but it's like the Hulk. They can't do a decent Hulk movie. Now, Incredible Hulk was the closest, but you know, still kind of missed its mark.
Like,
But,
you know, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was, up to this point, everybody's favorite. And then The Amazing Spider-Man was... I really liked The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But there was just something missing from everything. It was like, in my opinion, Tobey Maguire was the perfect Peter Parker. Not the perfect Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, perfect under the mask. Not the perfect Peter Parker.
yeah, there was always something missing. But then with Tom Holland, it's all there. You know, he's a young guy. He's witty. I like the accent, to be honest. Just like it adds flavor to that specific Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense. It's like, why did the other Spider-Man sound like they were from, like, Kansas? You should have a New York accent, like a Queens accent.
Exactly.
And he does.
And I feel like his interaction with the rest of the universe has just been phenomenal, and that comes down to the writing. You know, Tom Holland or whoever could be in that role. At that point, it comes down to the writing, and I think Tom Holland had some big shoes to fill, and I think you filled them and then some.
Oh yeah. All right. So number one,
I think I know what yours is.
Do you think it's different than yours?
Let me look again
All right. 'Cause
before you say anything. Oh, damn it!
Transformers: The Last Night. Just
Get
kidding.
out! I quit.
Just kidding. Here's the thing. I was thinking, should we do a worst movies of 2017 list? But we really didn't go see too many stinkers. Not enough to make a full list.
Now, okay, I have two in my head right now, and I like them for two different reasons.
You got to know what mine is. You know what mine is.
I already know what I knows what yours is.
All right. So my number one movie of the year is Logan.
I knew it. I knew it was Logan.
It's still the best movie of the year to me, and it's held up since March to be the best movie of the year. There were so many things that could have beat it, and it came so close. But Logan was not only the best performances that we've ever gotten out of Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart, and newcomers like her name Daphne Keane, who played X-23. And you just get the visceral gore that we've always wanted from Wolverine, but that's not the most important part of the movie. It's not the gore. It's in there and it's cool, but just the character development. In his last performance as Wolverine, we get the most character development from any movie. And the story is so simple. It's like a sci-fi western road trip movie where they're trying to get somewhere, and that's the goal of the movie. And I love that movie so much, and you're gonna laugh in parts because there's some heartwarming like family moments. You're gonna cry in parts, and you're gonna be on the edge of your seat, like pounding your chest because the action is so great. I don't think there's anything in that movie that I don't like, and that's why it's my number one.
Okay, so for my number one spot, I have two that
Can't do that.
I have 1 and 1.5 now. I have two that I'm kind of back and forth on, and I'm going to explain them both because I like them for two different reasons. One has a higher rewatch value than the other one, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and say Logan as well. For everything you said, you know, it was the seasoned Wolverine that we've been wanting forever. And the Berserker Wolverine was just... It was awesome to see because that was I can't even. And I thought that my favorite scene in that movie is the dinner scene when they're at the farmer's house.
Oh yeah,
because they're taught like you can see it in their eyes. They're reminiscing on the years, you know, all the crap that's happened, all the good, the bad, the ugly, you know. And just the way they were speaking to each other, it was heartwarming, like you were saying. There are heartwarming moments. That was a heartwarming moment. And then that movie did a really good job of putting you on a roller coaster. So
oh my God.
Right after that is this, I'm not going to say it, but...
like gut-wrenching scene.
Just this literally gut-wrenching.
But that dinner scene is really important because it's like, like you said, they're reminiscing, but at the same time, they all kind of know we may not have another one of these moments again.
Exactly.
Like, so they're soaking in it.
They were really relishing in that moment. So Logan's definitely one of those that will go down as like one of the greatest. Like,
oh, it's already in my top 10 of comic book movies.
Oh yeah. So
what was the one that you were iffy on?
You know what? I'm not gonna say sorry for this. Kingsman 2.
Really?
The Golden Circle
as your number one.
But I'm back and forth with that and Logan, because with the Kingsman 2, not only did the first one just catch us off guard completely because we thought, oh, it's another spy movie. Oh, it's like a spoof of James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. It was different. It was kind of like the Hunger Games met James Bond.
Meets Men in Black.
Like
the whole training thing.
Exactly. So I thought that concept was really, really cool. And some people might, oh, it's the cliche spy movie, but I feel like
kind of the point.
I feel like cliches in general, like in literature and movies, music, comic book, whatever, cliches, they're foundation. They're the ground that the story itself is built on. So to say something is cliche and you don't like it because it's a cliche, well, then it doesn't really mean as much.
And I think,
in my opinion,
cliche can be confused. Like that and fan service are almost like the same thing in a way.
Yeah, like in a way,
like a callback to things.
Yeah, but the first Kingsman took us by storm, and everyone knows the church scene. If I just say the church scene from Kingsman, everyone knows what that is. It's like in BVS, the warehouse scene.
And it just, not to turn this into a Kingsman 1 review, but that scene is just done so, like the timing of it, it's not too long.
Exactly.
It's the perfect amount of time. It doesn't get over the top gore where you're just disgusted.
Yeah.
And the music, we got Freebird playing in the background.
But then
perfect scene.
With the fight scenes itself, though, or themselves.
Nobody does fight scenes like them.
No, that is the newest way to do a fight scene, and I don't even know how to really explain it. It's almost like you're in a video game, and it's like almost the third person fighting.
The way I've described it is it's like shaky cam with a focus, which is like the focus is the main fighter, but everything else around it is like super fast and crazy, and like that person is being focused on.
But then in Kingsman 2, the Golden Circle, that fight scene, or those fight scenes, the one that is sticking out to me is, this might be a spoiler, I don't care at this point.
It's been out for a while.
Exactly. When, oh my god, totally blanking on the dude's name. Not Eggsy, but, and then there was Agent Whiskey and Eye Patch. Damn.
Eye Patch?
Yeah.
Harry.
Oh my, I'm stupid. When the three of them are fighting in the diner, it focused on a few different things. Like when Whiskey would crack the whip, it would like show a piece of the whip flying and then immediately speed back up in the action. Now, I don't like this movie just because of the action, but it's a big part. And this one, for me, has more rewatch value than Logan does. With Logan, that's almost like...
It's really heavy.
It's heavy. So I feel like I'm doing it a disservice by just replaying it. I don't know. But as far as the Kingsman 2, they had to up the ante, but in a way they kind of didn't. There gives and takes to all movies.
When it comes to sequels, it's like everybody expects it to go darker and bigger.
Yeah, and it did. And it hit, for me, Kingsman 2 did hit home a little bit. And it only because of the connection I had to the characters.
Yeah, they set it up real well in the first movie.
Exactly.
And they built off of it, in my opinion.
Yeah. But the concept was, I'm sure it was kind of a tough sell, because the first movie was, we're going to take over the world, we're going to kill everyone with this.
And we're going to do it again.
with this implant. And then, okay, we're going to kill everyone with drugs. And then it actually raised a social
There were some social, political issues that were touched on in this movie.
Now, they were to the extremes, but at its core, it's like, some people actually think like this. So, like, I remember when you and I saw that movie, we look at each other like, with our hands up.
What would you do?
And like, I don't know.
I mean, is he wrong? That's the best. The best villains are the ones that think they're the good guys.
Yes. But then I feel like Eggsy himself as a character really grew into himself. And I'm going to... I don't know if I...
Don't say something you're going to regret. Okay.
I don't know if I can pick my top one, because those two will stand out as my two favorite of this year.
Well, I'm not going to judge you on either one. I won't.
Since you said Logan...
You're going to go Kingsman?
I'll say Kingsman 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm saying it.
The beginning of this year, I never would have guessed that.
Me either.
You're number one.
Well, because that's something like, if it's on, no matter what part of the movie, I will just sit there and watch it. Boom.
Cool. All right. So now we're going to go get into our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2018. And we said it about 2017. 2018 stacked.
Dude,
so
I don't even... Oh, God.
So number one is going to be the same for both of us. I'm ready to tell you that right now. But
I don't know. Maybe.
I doubt it. But we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. All right.
Okay.
But I'm going to go over my honorable mentions because I have a couple that did not make the top 10. And again, I think you're going to be surprised that they didn't make my top 10. I got Aquaman.
Okay.
Mary Poppins Returns. I like Mary Poppins. It's in my honorable mentions, but it's not going to make my top 10. I'm going to go see it.
Oh, okay.
Bumblebee, the movie. Interested. Creed 2. Fantastic Beasts 2. X-Men Dark Phoenix. Venom. Tomb Raider. New Mutants. Pacific Rim 2.
That one's... Out of all of them, that one surprised me.
Jurassic World 2. Cloverfield 3. And Alita Battle Angel. And Alita Battle Angel just recently made that honorable mention list. I thought that was a really cool trailer that they put out.
I agree with all those except for Pacific Rim.
Well, there's one in my top 10 that's probably going to be switched out with that for yours.
Maybe. So...
You want me to go and do my 10, 9, 8 while you keep looking?
No. So my honorable mentions... I'm going to go ahead and throw the Venom movie in that one.
Just to see what they do with it.
I'm curious.
Because it's not connected to Spider-Man, apparently. And I don't know how they're going to do that and sell me. But I've been surprised before.
Yeah. Han Solo.
Really? That one surprises me.
Honorable mention. I'm probably going to see it.
Probably? Really?
I'm going to see it.
We're going to see that on the first day.
Just, because, the legendary Han Solo.
They could do a Rogue One with us.
But... for me, it really doesn't.
It's got to hit hard.
It's important that it does tie into the lore a little bit, but with the Han Solo movie, I'm not really looking for that. I'm looking for a Han Solo movie. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Wow, you're surprising the heck out of me right now.
I'm a sucker for kids' movies.
I'm surprised that it's in the honorable mentions.
Like, you thought it'd be in my top 10?
Yeah, because Wreck-It Ralph 1 was such a... I love that movie. Oh, sorry, I'm just staring at this list and like, oh, that's in my top 10, that's in my top 10. I'm kind of curious about the Jungle Book. I almost put that in honorable mentions. It's just kind of up in the air with me right now. I need to see a trailer.
Yeah.
I can't really put it in there until I see a trailer for me. That's the thing.
Right.
The only reason I'm putting Cloverfield 3 in there, which comes out in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It comes out in 5 weeks. No trailer yet.
I'm kind of curious about that one too. I'll put it in my honorable mentions because
I like the first Cloverfield. I love 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Exactly. But the end of that movie, if you had cut out the last 5 minutes, that would have been a really cool...
Perfect movie.
That would have been a really cool thriller.
Yeah, but they just kind of connected it to the Cloverfield universe with the last 10 minutes.
But still, good movie. You just dropped the goldfish.
Are those your honorable mentions?
Yep.
All right.
Shit, top 10. Fuck.
So my number 10 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's what I was gonna pick.
Yeah, so that's my number 10. We just watched the trailer, and I'm super intrigued. You can't say much yet because we don't really know much about the story, but the animation style looks really cool.
Yeah.
And to see multiple Spider-Mans in one movie, Spider-Man, yeah, or women, Spider-Women,
Spider people.
yeah, Spider people. I'm really interested to see that. Number 9, this is gonna surprise you. Number 9 is Mission Impossible 6. The last 2 Mission Impossible movies have been fantastic movies. They've gotten really. Mission Impossible is one of the only franchises to go this long and get better as they go on and not worse. You know, we got the Fast and Furious franchise that gets this big, and it's like, yeah. But I love the last one so much. I'm so looking forward to this one. My number 8 is Solo, A Star Wars Story. That is my number 8. Because they just showed a poster today, and I saw the poster and I went, oh, and it's just a poster. It's not a trailer. We haven't got a trailer yet. Rumor is we're getting a trailer next week. That trailer could do something to my list. Mm-hmm. That trailer could completely knock it out of my list. Because if we don't see, when we watch that trailer, if we don't look at that kid and go, that's Han Solo, it's kind of done.
Yeah, the whole movie, like what you said, like you have to accept some truths. I won't be able to accept it if it's not really Han Solo.
Like, we have to think, okay, this is what Harrison Ford would be like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Before A New Hope. So that's my number 8. So 10, 9, 8, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mission Impossible 6, and Solo, A Star Wars Story. That's my 10, 9, 8.
All right, so my number 10, I'm going to say Jurassic World 2. Because I thought the first one was really good. I thought Chris Pratt killed it. And I thought the concept of, the theme park coming back, I thought was cool.
Being functional.
And being functional for a short period of time. And then the new one kind of looks like the apocalypse.
Yeah.
In a way.
The trailer just didn't do much for me. It fell a little flat, but the only reason is I'm praying that it's like, let's not do the same formula.
Yeah. So that's my number 10. Pacific Rim 2 is my number 9 because the first one, again,
like Kingsman,
surprised the hell out of me.
Sleeper. I thought it was going to be garbage.
I thought it was going to be kind of like
Real Steel.
Like no, not Real. I love that movie.
I love Real Steel.
Get out of here.
I love that movie so much.
But Pacific Rim was one of those movies where was it based on a manga?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know anything about the lore of Pacific Rim.
But it was a really cool concept. I really liked it, and the robots were awesome, and the kaiju were cool.
They're like when you think about like the actual robots, it's like if you've ever seen Spy Kids 3.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that.
Yeah. But 2, I'm really excited for because
it looks like they're changing it up.
Like the robots are more advanced. Like they don't move like robots. They move like not like they don't move
People.
like they don't move like Zords.
Yeah.
They move like they're actual extensions of
they
people.
Flow.
Exactly.
And apparently, I don't know this based off anything solid, but apparently they're like fighting each other like in like like gladiators and stuff, which is like, because the kaiju are gone. So it's like, well, I don't doubt it anymore since you've watched the trailer, but when they were gone, it's like, okay, well, what do we do with these things?
Exactly.
Let's make them fight each other. That's exactly what mankind would do.
And this is going to shock you for my number 8.
Number 8? Okay.
Rampage.
This doesn't shock me. Actually, it doesn't shock me for you. I think you would have been shocked if I would have put it on there.
Yeah, because, did you play Rampage?
Oh, yeah, and I played, there's a couple versions of it.
Yeah. I thought Rampage was just one of those games, like, in my childhood that I played for hours. On my Nintendo, I played Rampage, and I beat the whole game quite a few times. And it was simple.
No mission was really different.
No, but it was simple.
Destroy everything.
Break stuff and eat people. And it was awesome.
But they're giving this heart now.
Yeah, I can go here.
That's not what you care about.
I don't care about that. This is solely this movie for me is just going to be my time to turn my brain off from thinking,
Shove popcorn in my
shove
face.
popcorn in my face, and just watch. And, you know, as a film reviewer, I guess, is not...
You did like 5 quotations. Film reviewer. Super quotes.
I guess it's not the best taste in movie, but I don't really care.
Oh, but everybody has those guilty pleasure kind of movies.
Exactly.
And we're both going to go see it, and I'm hoping for the same thing. I don't expect this to be an Oscar film.
Could you imagine?
Dude. All right. Number 7. This might make you angry, actually, that it's not higher. Number 7 is Ready Player One.
Fuck you.
Oh, my God.
I'm just kidding.
So number 7 is Ready Player One. I've never read the book. The first trailer piqued my interest. The newest trailer, I'm hyped. Like, I'm all in now.
Yes.
The newest trailer, I think, was even better than the first trailer. And the
Let-
first trailer was good.
Let me talk about it when I do mine.
Okay. But overall, the concept looks really dope. And I'm probably going to read the book after seeing the movie. That movie comes out in March, so we're really close to it.
It's my birthday.
All right. Number 6 is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I agree.
That's my number 6. Ant-Man, again, like
Surprised.
Kingsman, like Pacific Rim, I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did.
Yep.
It was extremely funny, but it's that and Guardians. Ant-Man and Guardians are the only Marvel movies where I accept as much jokes as they put in.
Yes.
And it's like, Ant-Man needs to be funny because he's a goofy character in the first place. Ant-Man, really? But now we're bringing in the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly, and apparently we're bringing back the original Wasp too. We're going to bust into that quantum realm and rip her back out of it. I'm hyped. And it's post-Infinity War. The first Marvel movie after Infinity War, in between the next Avengers movie. That's really curious to me.
Yeah.
Why that's the very next movie after Infinity War. I'm very curious to see where they go with that. And my number 5 is Wreck-It Ralph 2. That is my number 5. I love Wreck-It Ralph so much. It was, again, sleeper hit. Didn't think it was going to be that good. But the concept of being inside the video games, you know, the Emoji Movie tried to recapture that, and they just laid a big fat poop emoji all over the place. And no one's been able to recapture that since Wreck-It Ralph. And the only people to recapture it again, I think, is Wreck-It Ralph. And now we're going into, it's Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. We're going into, like, the internet. It's not just the arcade anymore. And
Right.
I'm really pumped up to see that. All right, number 7 for you.
Equalizer 2.
I was so close to putting that in my top 10. You don't even know.
Equalizer 2.
We saw it together, I think.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters, and I've always been a fan of Denzel.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but with the Equalizer, like, I didn't think he was going to be as badass as he was, but when he just going through that hardware store, dude, like, an assassin? Are you kidding me? That movie was awesome. Bar none, period, done, end of story. So 2, I'm kind of curious. I really don't want them to pull, like, a Taken, and, like, instead of taking over a Sam's Club, now they're taking over a Walmart. Like, I don't want it to be, you know, kind of the same formula.
The first one went kind of Home Alone at the end.
It did a little bit. But Equalizer 2 is my 7, because I'm
okay with that.
I'm really excited for, you know, what they do with that movie.
It's been a while, too, since the
It
first
has
one.
been a while. For my number 6. This is tough. I think I'm going to go ahead and mirror you and say Ant-Man and the Wasp. Because, you know, Paul Rudd shocked the hell out of me.
Ballsy choice.
Yes. Because I've only seen him in, you know, some comedy, some rom-coms, never in an action flick, you know, but he's surprised, I think, everybody. And then, like what you were saying, it's the next movie after Infinity War.
So weird.
Like, what are they going to do? You know, because Infinity War is going to be way up here. Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to have, it can't go higher than Infinity War. So I think it's going to
scale down.
I think it's going to go.
No pun intended.
I think it's going to do what you were saying. Like, you know, they're saving the universe, but then they're going to go back to save the block.
And maybe Infinity War does something to set that up.
Maybe, but at the same time, it's not just going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. There's no way it can be.
Maybe.
Is
Is Ant-Man even in Infinity War that much? We don't know. We didn't see him in the trailer.
maybe he was just tiny enough.
Oh my
Couldn't see him.
gosh.
But it's one of those things where I had a thought, and as I was saying it
Very
kind of escaped
interesting.
me. I know, right? But-
Number. Oh, you.
Oh, I lost it. I'm just gonna
Number
ramble.
5.
Number 5.
Dun dun dun. The list is getting shorter, and there are so many movies. It's tough.
Number 5. Tyler Perry's
Shut
Medea.
up.
I'm just kidding.
God.
God, this is actually tough now.
He's running out of spaces.
I know. I know I've got my top ones.
Yeah. I think we can say number 1 at the same time, but between now and 2, what's number 5?
Oh God, it's tough.
Spit it out.
I'm gonna go ahead. Damn. I suck at this.
I know.
Man. I'm gonna say I don't want to put it that high on my list.
Subscribers are fleeting now.
I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my
Oh,
my
here we
6
go.
and 7 spots up. My spot number 7, I'm gonna go with Fantastic Beasts 2: The Crimes of Grindelwald. I've always been intrigued and excited about.
So you've already given me your number 4, right? Or are you just switching it? Okay, so Fantastic Beasts is 7, Equalizer 2 is 6, and Ant-Man and the Wasp is 5.
5,
Okay.
yes. But with Fantastic Beasts, I've always loved the Harry Potter series. I read all the books, seen all the movies, but I saw them in my adulthood, and I read them in my adulthood. I didn't grow up with it, but I still felt like a kid. And I know they have Johnny Depp playing Grindelwald.
Controversial.
Yeah, but I want to see how he does, because he's a good actor.
And if J.K. Rowling okayed it, I mean, you kind of got to trust
Exactly.
that.
So that's my 7 spot. Equalizer 2 at 6, and Ant-Man and the Wasp at 5.
All right, my number 4. My
Ooh.
number 4 is Deadpool 2.
Son of a bitch.
Deadpool 2 is my number 4 spot. Deadpool 1 was so good.
That did not surprise me.
It did not surprise me at all. It surprised me at how well financially it did. But as a movie, it's so perfect. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, and I just can't wait to see it grow. And now after this, he's going to be with the Avengers, apparently.
I think I know what your number 3 spot is.
My number 3 is The Incredibles 2.
I knew it! I knew it.
Is The Incredibles 2. We've been waiting. When it hits next year, we will have been waiting 14 years.
Yep.
Since the first Incredibles movie.
There better not be a single child in that movie.
Oh, dude, I'll hit one. I'll just head kick them. But yeah, we've waited so long to see these characters back together. It's the best Fantastic Four movie we've gotten up to this point, and that's like a perfect movie. The first Incredibles.
But it's gonna be the Fantastic Five.
Yep, Jack Jackson's there. All right, number 2 is Black Panther.
I already knew that.
Black Panther is my number 2. And this might surprise you. My number 1 and number 2 were different a couple days ago, actually.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Black Panther is so highly anticipated for me because this looks like, since Winter Soldier, the most different Marvel movie we've gotten in a long time.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And if there was ever a perfect casting, it was Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa,
Yes.
Black Panther himself.
Agreed.
He is so stoic and amazing, and you have this amazing cast, like almost entirely African cast, which is, obviously it makes sense. They're in Africa. Brilliant casting all around. I just can't wait.
I think Andy Serkis is also going to kill it too.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, he's going to kill it.
I can't wait for that movie. All right, number 4.
I'm going to switch here 4 and 3.
Ooh.
So I'm going to say Incredibles 2, and then Deadpool 2. kind of for the same reasons you put him in your top 5, just because Incredibles 2, the action and the comedy as a child was entertaining and funny to watch as a kid, but in my adulthood, it's got a cool story too.
Oh yeah,
and it's a different way to look at a superhero, because there are multiple superheroes in the entire world. At some point, they got to answer for what they did.
It was Civil War before Civil War.
Like in Civil War. So I think they took a logical take on the superhero. But at the end of the day, the action was awesome.
Plus, it's not DC or Marvel. These are all like different characters. They can do whatever they want. Exactly.
And the possibilities are endless. And 2, I am just really excited for. I hope that wow, what's wrong with me? just start staring off into space.
Were you going? What were you talking about?
I just hope he finds his super suit.
Oh, okay.
Like, a lot easier. Deadpool 2, I'm excited for Cable.
What?
Because did you ever play the Deadpool game?
Yes, I love that game.
That was a fun game. It was basically a copy and paste.
It was so goofy, but whatever.
From Wolverine, that game, but
yeah, but
still,
way more
awesome.
Funny and crazy.
Oh, it was hilarious.
You could teleport. It's the only, Deadpool has been able to teleport in comics and games, and he's not able to teleport in this universe. Yet.
So, and the humor, I just hope they don't try to go too big and overshoot.
I trust Ryan Reynolds.
I do too.
Because he loves this character.
I do too, and he will not let this fail. He won't. And then my number 3. I'm sorry. Number 2, Black Panther.
Okay. It's like, I thought you were going to surprise me because you said I'm going to flip your 4 and 3, and I went, oh, but is he going different for 2? No, but you didn't.
Yeah. For all the reasons you said, and I, something different to shake up the Marvel universe, because we we're kind of used to the Iron Mans, the Caps, Thors, and all that, but this one is focusing on a culture, which
and a king.
We really don't get. I mean, we did with Thor a little bit, but that was something.
Asgard was a secondary character. I feel like Wakanda is going to be a main character in this movie.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
All right, so number 1.
Wait, let me look at my list again.
Oh my God! 3, 2, 1. Infinity War. Shut up.
Infinity War has got to be my top most anticipated movie of all time.
Of ever.
It's been building up for 10 years. We've talked about it so much, it's not even funny. Now, I know we're putting our foot in our mouth right now because we're sitting here putting scripts in our heads and,
we do that.
Things in the movie.
The worst case is with this movie.
Yeah. See, I don't want to raise the bar in my head too much, because what if it flops?
But it better be good. It better be good.
Like, somebody has to die, but I don't think it's going to be Tony.
Not in this one.
No,
I feel like it's going to be a minor Avenger in this one, and that's just going to be a spark.
Doctor Strange?
No, he's too new. I would say something like just as simple as a Hawkeye or a... Don't go there. She's mine. Yeah, I don't think a big one... I mean, it could happen. You never know. I don't think a big one's going to die in this one, but I think permanently, or most of them die in this one. But then a lot of them come back. They mess time up and they change things. They come back, but some people don't come back.
Like they miss the mark and only half their body comes back.
And that's not what
die
I mean.
Again.
No, the more I think about it, the more that Wakanda battle is going to be towards the end of the movie. And that's going to be for the Soul Gem, and he's going to have everyone but that one, and he's going to get it at the very end, very end of the movie.
There you go again.
Shut up.
Building it up in your own head.
The very end of the movie is going to be the snap. Because
I don't know,
I feel like too many people are talking about it for it not to be a part of either movie.
See,
it's so iconic.
I don't think it's going to be in the first one. I think it's going to be like
The opening of the second one? That'd be ballsy.
Yeah, I don't, because here's just our personal track record. If we say things are going to happen, or it would be cool if this happened, they never happen the way we talk about it. So the fact that
Vader, Rogue One.
Okay, that was one time. Wait, what did we say?
He was going to wreck shop. And he did. There was going to be a dedicated scene for him to be wrecking shop.
Okay.
And they made a dedicated scene
Okay,
for him to
fine.
wreck shop.
All right. So one time.
Thanos going to snap.
But most of the time,
Yeah, most of the time we're way off.
we're way off. So I don't think he's going to do the snap at the end of the first movie. I think it's going to be in the beginning of the second, or the middle of the second.
They're going to have to fix it.
Could you imagine the middle of the second?
Or the end of the second. That's how it ends. The universe is done.
Dude, that'd be messed up.
Yeah, there was no way that wasn't going to be our number one. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, there's just, it's so much, you gotta be careful. Because there's so much, not only riding on it, but, like, we have so much riding on it. Like,
Dude,
we personally.
Our reaction to the trailer,
It's about to hit 200K.
200,000 views. I don't know 200,000 people.
I don't know 200 people.
Really quick, though, the subscriber count I was looking at today, it was at 6,991. Right now, it is at
The same thing.
6,993.
Ooh.
So we're almost at 7,000, I think, by the end of the year. No.
We have 3 days.
Wait, 3 days. We can get
We can get to 7K by the end of
by
the
the
year.
end of the year, totally.
So that would mean basically a year and like a couple months we had gotten of
7K.
time doing this channel. We've done 7,000 subscribers. Our next goal is still 10K.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we can hit that. I'm gonna put a goal on right now.
March.
I was gonna say March.
March what?
March.
Like the beginning of March or end of March?
When by the time Ready Player One comes out, whatever. Now it's in stone. It's in video. It's in audio. By the time Ready Player One comes out, our goal is 10,000 subscribers.
If not, Quinn will shave his head.
I didn't say it. I didn't say that.
It's set in stone. It's on video and it's on audio.
But
Just kidding.
if we hit 10K before February, we should do something.
I will wax my leg hair.
Okay, there you go. Alex will wax.
Not all of it. I will do one.
Shut
strip.
up.
I'll do one strip of
One
wax
leg.
off. No, not one whole leg. I will do one strip of wax off of my left calf.
How about this? We put it out to them. All right.
No.
One strip of wax.
No.
One strip of wax.
No. No.
Wherever you guys want.
No.
Minus genital areas.
Not doing the chest.
For 10K.
No. For 100K? Yes. If we get 100,000 subscribers by February 1, I will shave
Your entire
my
body.
whole body. I'll wax.
Please.
I'll wax the hair on top of my head.
I've never wanted this more in my life. But
If we get 100,000 subscribers, come on.
all right. Well, how about this? We'll just say we get 10,000 subscribers before February. We both have one sheet of wax a part of our body. We get to decide.
Okay, I
But-
like that.
But that's what we'll do. So there you go. This is your incentive, people, to go out, share our channel with everybody that you know. Tell them what's going down. We'll do it live on a podcast. We will podcast it. We will live stream it. Whatever we got to do. You guys are going to see it if this happens. If and only if. All right.
We hit 10K by February 1. So we need to get 3,000 subscribers in a month.
Basically.
Is that what you're saying?
Have we done that before? No.
No.
We've gotten like 1,000 in a day before.
The Thor Ragnarok the trailer reaction was
In Infinity War, we got like 1,000 in a week. But yeah, it'd be tough. How about we say before March 1st? So we get 2 months. I think that's a big enough goal.
Now I'm scared because that might actually happen.
Maybe you don't know. All right, so that is it right there. It's in stone.
Bam. Okay.
All right, and I think that'll do it, guys. So we got our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2018 and our top 5 favorite movies of 2017.
I'm not excited about the wax.
And before we go, guys, real quick, I want to talk about our partners again. So we have Stardust, which is a really cool app. Make sure you go get it on iOS or Android devices. You can post 3 to 30-second reaction videos to movies, TV shows, trailers, and you can give it ratings. You can do spoiler reviews, and it's basically Instagram or Snapchat for movies and TV shows. And you can get friends, and you can follow us.
Wait, you can get friends? What?
Yeah, you can follow people, and they can follow you back, like friends. And you can follow us at Iconic Comic, and go over there and check us out.
And then a word from T-Blocks. Well, actually a word from me about T-Blocks. So T-Blocks is a really cool t-shirt subscription service, and basically cuts out all the BS. You just get a really cool shirt. You know, there's two options. There's a T-Blocks option, which is a licensed t-shirt like Marvel, DC, Pokemon that Quinn is wearing, World of Warcraft, which is what I'm wearing. Or you can get a Community Blocks option, which is an artist-designed t-shirt. And some really, really cool stuff on there. You can actually go online and you can pick your interest to what you want in your shirt. So you're not going to get the same shirt as everyone else, which is really cool. And for $8.99 a month, you can do that. And there's plans. You can do 1 month, 3 months, 6, 9, 12. But if you use our promo code ICONICTBX, that's ICONICTBX, you can save 10% off.
I really hope you spelled that right. I don't know if you did.
ICONICTBX.
Boom.
Iconic TBX. You can save 10% off of any order. So go check them out. If nothing else, you get nothing else from this plug. At least check them out. T-Blocks,
Oh my gosh,
TEEBLOX.
All that information is in the description box below if you're on YouTube.
Don't cut me off.
I'll cut you off.
All right, did I start this one?
Yes, you did.
All right, well, guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 10 of On Your Left podcast.
Gosh.
What?
10.
I know, 10.
Double digits.
You cut me off. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to episode 10 of On Your Left podcast. And I
make sure you guys go and subscribe to us if you're on iTunes or the Google Play Store. And if you're on YouTube,
make sure you guys like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe
so that you don't miss anything from this channel. So make sure you guys stay tuned,
stay iconic,
and cue music.
Holy Grail.